How are you today?
Great. There you go. Have a wonderful day, man. You're welcome.
Take care. Hey, man, that was very, very cool.
Thanks. Well,
wow, like, so you're part of the convoy, just helping some old lady on her way by?
Well, actually, yeah. That was our flag, and she knocked on the door and asked if she could have it as a souvenir.
Wow, dude.
Right? Yeah, and actually, I was gonna start telling her the story behind the flag, but then I didn't want to keep. My wife's like, no, don't keep her waiting. But the first night that when we bought the flags, the first night that we had them mounted on the car, our trailer here got tagged with KKK, racist. Everywhere you see the duct tape, even on the front of the trailer, we had like there's a big KKK underneath this, so we just covered everything up and whatever, right? But the flag, even the flag got tagged racist and KKK on it. So, I mean, I'm not a tattoo artist or anything, but I dabbled in doodling, and I just covered it up as best as I could. I put a peace sign, like I changed the KKK into a peace sign and put revolution. And she just like thumped on the door like she was a cop and come out, it's this sweet little old lady, and she's like, can I have that as a souvenir? And I'm like, yeah.
That's incredible.
I wasn't expecting that, right? Like,
no.
I thought it was like one of our neighbors, like, coming to tell us something.
So can I ask what you do normally in the normal world?
In the normal world, I build custom bikes, like chopper type bicycles. I don't do motorcycles, just like custom bicycles. But I've been unemployed for quite a while now because of COVID and because I was a single dad. But yeah, we're just here, and my wife hasn't been able to get work because of no job and whatever. You know what I mean? So
you guys feel like you didn't really have much of a choice but to come to this, eh?
Well, we had a choice, right? And we chose to come because it's, the numbers count, and this is for everybody. It's not just the truckers, right? The truckers even, they're not just here for themselves. They're here for everybody too, right? So
right on. Thank you, man. Clearly, like that's me showing up.
Whichever. We'll give one of these and one of these.
Yeah. And I see you helping out just an old lady on the way down the road. My name's Tyler Matoff.
Tyler. Again, nice to meet you.
Honored and privileged, sir. Thank you. And whether anybody's on any side of this or not, you stood up for what you believed in.
And that's true. I mean, that's what we're all here for, right? Believe it or not. And the media's not showing that either, right?
That's why we're here.
You know what I mean?
Take care. Thank you.
Cheers.
But right now we're gonna take a tour down and see some of the other parts of the convoy. All right, so we are on Sparks and O'Connor right now. O'Connor and Sparks. So as you can see, right by Parliament. And this street is empty of protesters all the way up. It's a cleared lane. It seems to me that there were some streets that they took over and other ones they didn't to keep the flow going. And we're just going to continue along. Oh, I should probably turn this one on to face me. Bank Street right now. I wish I could show you straight ahead with the camera. I need to hook that up to the live feeds, but as you can see, there are trucks lining this down Bank Street. We're gonna go for a walk. I gotta go and stop at Henry's there, the camera store, so that's gonna be interesting. Maybe I can get a little banter going back and forth. The universal response to everybody working down here is that they're not to have an opinion either way on what's happening in this place. So it's been very difficult to get any kind of real honest answer out of anybody for a fear of reprisal or having someone say something or to end up on one side of this. So we're gonna keep the walk going. Keep the walk going.
I want to move myself in time here. Yeah, in my blood.
So what has led all of you to this point? Like we're 3 weeks in, things are starting to get tough. The party's kind of over, you know. We're into the work now, right? Like,
well, we've been into the work a lot. The parties have been mostly like the local residents that have come down to say hi, and then the party's created. We all do our job, what we need to do, holding the line, doing our investigative researches ourselves, and doing our, walking around, showing everybody what the real truth is, and getting it out there so that they're not thinking that we're terrorists and whatever everybody's saying about us. And most of us here, we've had enough. And it's not just truckers. We have nurses, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have construction workers, we have restaurant owners, we have, so many people have just had enough. We have people that are vaccinated, we have unvaccinated. It's not about, it's not about the medical part of it anymore. It's just about enough. We can't live our lives, and most of us are doing it for our kids and our grandkids. I got my kids and my grandkids back home, that there's no way that they're growing up in a communist country. No freaking way.
So that's what you feel like. You feel we were on the steps towards communism or some kind of
definitely
actual fascist government.
Yes. Yeah. And they want us to all have this little passport, QR codes. That's for products, not people. I've seen signs like that. I love it. And that's just tracking. And they're being tracking us. They came out and admitted they've been tracking everybody. Over 33 million cell phones to what we've been doing for the last 2 years. And that's fine. Go ahead, track me. Whatever, I don't know what your purpose is and what your use is it for. But when it comes down to whether or not I can go into a grocery store based off of a passport, where I can shop, we're leading into a social credit system. It's in China. We've already heard our government say how proud they are of China's communist dictatorship. And if that's the way that we're leading, no, I'm not game for that. And there's a lot of people out here that aren't either. And we're not going with the social credit systems, social score, whatever, being told, we can only live in certain areas, and basically having a number on our heads and what our value is to the economy, and then being treated like that. Not happening. And we have World Economic Forum, who has blatantly come out and said what their plans are, has blatantly sat in auditoriums at John F. Kennedy School of Government and said, we have been training guys like Putin and then the younger groups like Trudeau and putting them into penetrating, which is the exact word, penetrating the capitals and putting them into the countries so that they can get the one world government that they've been aiming for since 1947. We signed the UN, 143 countries, and they're aiming for one world government. I don't know if that was the initial plan back in 1947, but that's sure what it's turned into.
And so how far are we taking this whole protest? Is the end of the mandates enough, or does it go
Not for me, but everybody's here independently, and that's up to them. The end of the mandates isn't enough, because we know that their game that they'll fit to play, and then every single one of us here, what are they going to do if we leave? Okay, you dropped the mandates, yay, let's go home. Good luck, people. Good luck, because they have tracking on us already. They've already got all of us numbered. We've got the birth certificates. We've got our income tax. What kind of life do you think that anybody here that's been here? They have everyone's license plates. They know who's come. They know who's supported. They've hacked into the GoFundMe. Everybody that's supported. If they still have any power in that house, what it was like before we came here will be worse after, if we just leave after the mandates are dropped. And then they've got the provinces right now dropping mandates, trying to get us to think that okay, we can go, our wish has been received. Good. No, I'll be here until every single one of them is either arrested and taken away from their position, or they resign and then they're arrested anyways. Because the crimes against humanity that have been committed is absolutely disgusting. And I can't let my kids or my grandkids, and it's not just a Canadian issue, it's a world issue. We can't go run, I'm going to go live and move in a different country. It'll be better there. No, there's only 2 places that are not part of the UN, so if that's what people think, they better start doing some more research.
Thank you so much for speaking. It means a lot, and I'm glad.
Thank you so much for doing what you're doing.
No problem. I'm happy to be recorded by anyone down here. I'm here to stand for the truth.
Me too.
either
True.
way, no matter
Yeah.
what that holds. I mean, I've got my own opinions on this whole thing.
We all do, and I would love to hear everybody's too, because like I'm not necessarily right. I've just taken what I've read, and we all interpret things in our own ways, and we all have different understandings, and we all have different beliefs and thoughts. So to be able to listen to other people's, their understanding of it, I'm open to, as long as the end game is truth, transparency, accountability, a non-corrupt government. I think we all want, a good life for our future generations, and how we get that going needs everybody's ideas, needs the opinions and the thoughts and the beliefs of everybody to join together, and more heads are better than one.
Absolutely. There was another question I was thinking to ask. Where were you when you first heard about the convoy coming through? Like, how did you get involved?
Well, I started doing convoys myself with my semi truck in 2020 back in Winnipeg, and because I know trucks make a big presence. In my whole 20 some odd years of owning a truck company, I wanted a convoy strike forever, but because of rates and because of the regulations and because of the way the trucking industry was, that was my goal, was like a big convoy and everybody go on strike, because trucks make the world go around. If you got it, a truck brought it. And 5 days into a strike with every single truck stopping, rolling, we'd have our needs met, right? So I've always been a proactive for doing things for the better of the good of all. And I started doing protests when my girlfriend, her son was 16 years old, I believe. He was 16, teenager anyway. And he's standing in the legislative building in Winnipeg, outside, holding a sign that says freedom is essential, by himself. And I thought, well, if a 16-year-old could have the courage to stand up like that, what the heck am I doing? So we got together and talked in groups, got together with the organizers of different groups like Hugs Over Mass, and we started doing convoys and car rallies around Winnipeg to bring more awareness and putting signs on vehicles, same as the convoy out here. And I started back then, and I've received tickets, but nothing's scaring me away. And I wish my semi could have been here with me, but I got my pickup truck, and that's comfy enough for now.
So how is it being living down in the convoy here?
It's just like trucking. It's not much different. There's just no loading and unloading involved, and no driving. We've been stopped for a while, but yeah, I'm used to living in a truck, and I like it. So it's nobody seems to be having a hard time. We have everything we need. We have more than what we need most times. Lots of local residents have been donating to us, dropping things off constantly. We've been feeding homeless people and encouraging people to come and eat, because we don't want it to go bad, and there's so much stuff. And we all came here with vehicles packed full of supplies as well. So I don't think anybody really expected to be here for a few months or whatever, but you never know.
Could be. So you're willing to go right to the bitter end on this one?
I am.
Would you say that is a sentiment that's shared by
quite a few?
Yeah?
Yeah. Whoever hasn't left here now is not leaving until we're heard. And I think we've been heard worldwide. And now we just need our government to pull their heads out of their asses.
And so
step down.
Your council up at the top there, do they pretty much speak for everybody?
No.
No?
No, they try, and they're dealing with the lawyers and the back end of things and the paperwork stuff, and making sure that making sure we have supplies and everything we need, and the logistics around town, and making sure that we're all safe. But we're all independent, sovereign individuals that we're making our own decisions. People that want to leave, people that don't feel comfortable staying, people that want to move around to different areas. Everybody's making their own decisions. Everybody's here for their own reasons.
Okay.
We just have people that are doing all the computer work that we can't do, and giving us, ideas, updating us on what's going on that we might not always see. So they're up there doing hard work too, but they're not guiding us or leading us or advising us to do exactly as they tell us. That's all up to us.
I think we just got flipped off.
Oh, I've been flipped off quite a bit.
It's okay.
That might be the same gentleman that flipped me off this morning.
I think.
Have a nice day. Love you.
I think I should speak
Have
to
a
him.
great day. We love you. We love you. Have a good day.
Lady, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm actually going to try and talk to that gentleman.
Okay, give her. Nice to meet you.
much.
Nice to meet you.
T-A-K-M. T-A-K-M. My name is Tyler Matoff. I've been down with the Convoy for around 3 weeks. I want to be very transparent on who I am and why I'm here. How are you today, sir?
Good, how you doing?
Not too bad. So you've been down here with the Convoy the entire time?
I've been here, supporting the Convoy,
Are you comfortable giving me your name?
I am Pat.
Nice to meet you, Pat. My
Nice to meet
name's
you.
Tyler.
Nice to meet you, Tyler.
So I'm just trying to find get to the bottom of who really is supporting this convoy and why, and just how far you're willing to take it. What got you involved in this convoy in the first place?
My mom was in long-term care. I had to deal with the provincial mandates, which are just, all the mandates are the same to me, but it was provincial mandates. Really disgusting what the government was doing to them, and I just wanted to come out and support my mom and support people who don't have a voice. And I'm unvaccinated. I have a bunch of friends and family that aren't vaccinated, and I want to come out. No, we're gonna move in. I'm gonna be your neighbor. Yeah, come back later. I'll be here. Come back later. So, anyways, we've been dealing with that quite a bit. But anyways, so I got sidetracked.
It's okay. We can either edit out or not. It is interesting the way that this is all going down, though. Even while we're having an interview, there's people heckling and.
Yeah, there's some local people that are pretty angry. There's been some violence, a few spots. We had to deal with someone last night. They pushed some woman down there at the end of the convoy. Throwing eggs, slashing tires. There was an arrest with a slashing tire the other night. It's the locals. I think they're mainly from these apartment buildings. They come from that block down there. What else do we get? Kitty litter, cat feces in the coffee cup with kitty litter thrown at the trucks from one of the balconies over there in those buildings. But yeah, some people are angry. I mean, most people are very nice and friendly. But some people are just they're angry, and I mean they've been told to hate by the Prime Minister and told to hate by the media, which are the same entity. I'm just speaking about that. And their anger is fueled by thank you. Their anger is fueled by this poor behavior by the media and the Liberal government, mainly Justin Trudeau. So I'm here for Canadians and everybody. I'm not for segregation of any type. I want everybody to be able to travel, to dine together, to have a happy life, and whether you're vaccinated or not, it's all good. Everything's good. Freedom of choice, and I'm doing this completely legal. And as they change the laws to conform to, what I feel would probably be illegal, but they will be laws. I'll conform to any law and make sure that this is done completely legal while still peacefully protesting the entire time. Until Justin Trudeau makes protesting illegal, I will be going in, and then he can deal with the country that he controls as a dictator with illegal protesting, which I wouldn't put it past them to make protesting illegal. I think we can all see that. I'm sure he would like to. He'll word it differently, but he'll do that. So I'm here. I'm parked on the street. As of right now, as far as I know, it's just illegally parking on the street, and I'm partaking in the protest. And then if he actually goes through and they vote in the Emergency Measures Act, then I will leave if I have to, and I'll go elsewhere, and I'll still protest nonetheless. So, and I'll do it in a legal fashion, but I am not stopping, period. I'm not going to go back so I can wear a mask in a month from now when they reinstate the mandates or whatever, or if they don't, Doug Ford in Ontario is going to take says we're going to be able to remove the Vax Pass or whatever nonsense he's saying right now. When they step back on that, which they probably will, it's unacceptable. So we're here to make sure that all this stuff actually goes away and they don't reinstate it again. And I want people to vote out Justin Trudeau. We're going to embarrass him so bad that no one will ever vote for him again, and hopefully he never comes outside again, and he goes to whatever communist country he wants to spend the rest of his time in, and goes over there. But forever, I'm here to destroy, legally destroy Justin Trudeau, end the mandates, and never have them back in again. And have a voice for the elderly and the people that didn't have one because of these piece of shit politicians that we have. Canada's for us, it's not for them. The way they've structured it, especially in the last couple of years, going unchecked, it's really for the government, but that's incorrect thinking. So we're taking it back, and I mean, you can see every weekend the crowd size doubles or triples every time we're here, and they see it, and that's why they're freaking out. They're on their last stand to do these War Measures Act, which is disgusting. I hope they don't actually get it in, but I think we know the NDP and the Liberals are probably going to vote it in. The Bloc and Conservative vote against it, but I think then you still have the Senate. But you know, either way, I spoke with my MP. They said they're probably going to vote it in. So, but if not, this is basically the last leg they have to stand on. They all know it. And then once that's done, then we can start going after the media and everybody who's responsible for all of this. These atrocities that we've seen the last couple of years, and this division and hate that Canadians have for one another that has been caused solely by our disgusting Prime Minister and his disgusting wing of propaganda, the media, mainly CTV and CBC.
Thank you so much for speaking. Now, before I turned the camera on, we were talking a little bit about the media. You mentioned the connection between our media now and government funding. Would you like to say a word about that again?
Yeah, government fund, it should be illegal. And I mean, I'm only one guy, so I can't speak on behalf of everybody. But I would like to, for everybody, and I would join any protests or any movement to go after the government to make sure that there's no funding allowed, government funding, our tax money, to be paid to the media. So we don't have state-run propaganda media. It's a cancer to Canada. It's a cancer to the world, anybody who has it. But to have state-run propaganda media needs to be illegal. I don't even know how it's legal to begin with. And this is like these problems that we're having that have stacked up on top of another. And this is why we're here, and these are the problems that we're having. So,
do you feel they're responsible for basically whipping us, the people, into a frenzy to do this?
I think so. Like when I see someone come by and yell at us, like that guy just passed by, there's no reason why he has to be so mean. We're being peaceful, we're quiet. The traffic isn't backed up. We're not doing anything. It's clean, and he's full of anger. So there's no way that a rational person is going to think that way. So their mind is controlled by the media for the last 2 years and the government. And you have Trudeau calling everybody racist and whatever's phobicist, whatever this is these days, and it enrages people, and it makes people feel justified to come out here, and dehumanizes, I guess is the term. But when they start getting physical, it's one thing if you're throwing things, whatever, but if you come here and get physical, I strongly suggest against that. We're a peaceful bunch. We will press charges wherever we have to, and we call the police and whatever. But people have to be reminded that your actions do have consequences. You come down here and start acting like a fool. And we do work with police on a professional level. They don't cater to us or anything, but they're very professional. They do their job. And when you get caught slashing tires here, we grab you, we hold you, we call the police. We do whatever to keep you here, and we get you arrested, and we press full charges. So it's important because it's, these nut jobs are coming out more and more, and,
Hey, you've seen it first, and you're a long time on the road now. We're at week 3. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I think we made a lot of headway. Just like I said, when you see the weekends get larger and larger, and the support that you get is really incredible. The vibe is still great. You can see, everyone trying as hard as they can to destroy everything that's here. But everybo's still having a good time, and we're still surrounded by great people. So.
Can I ask what you do for a living back home? Like what your skill is?
I'm a licensed fire protection installer. I am like a pipe fitter, but I also do investing. So.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
by trade, I'm a licensed fire protection installer, but now I moved into investments.
You're extremely well spoken.
Oh, thank you.
It's been an honor to speak with you, and yeah, it's important to find out where everybody comes from. You know, there's so many lives down here that have been affected by this, and it's a world movement now.
Lots of views. You know, you get some. Some are more on this side, and some are more on that side. You know, you get a broad sense of views. But what I've noticed here is everybody's got the same goal in mind. They want freedom for all. Everybody's great people. They're fighting for the overall cause. Good to see you guys fighting for the cause, and like everybody just wants to have a normal, happy life, mask free, vaccine mandate free. Or if you want, whatever, freedom of choice, that's what it's all about. So anybody wants to come down, man, I think you should come down and check it out. It's a moment in history. This is making the history books, and I think everyone should be a part of it.
And as you said, like once these mandates are gone, and you have a guarantee that this will be an effective change.
Yes.
You're willing to pull up the blocks and
absolutely
giddy up home
and re-strategize, and then hopefully go after the media. And I think we got a long way to go. But as far as this movement, I would go. So
as an independent journalist, I am 100% on board with anything you guys are doing to clean up our media.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Sir,
I appreciate you coming down here, man.
Honor and a privilege to have spoken to you, and I hope we get to speak again.
Yeah,
You
for
seem
sure.
like a really cool guy.
Well, I'll be around. So even if I'm not here, depending on how this goes, I won't be far.
Hopefully we see you up at the hill there one night.
Yeah, for sure.
Take care of yourself.
Thanks, man.
Sir.
Thank you so much.